Okay guys, in this video I am going to tell you about a Docker container. As we all know, Docker container is an isolated area. So if you see the difference between the Docker container and virtual machines needed full blown OS to run the application, but the Docker container doesn't need any full blown OS. It will take whatever the necessary for the application, that one resources only it will take to run the applications inside the container. So this is the major difference between the virtual machines in the Docker container. Virtual machines we used to get CPU, RAM, everything. So in the same way for the Docker container as well, we get CPU, RAM, storage and all. Whatever we get the features in the virtual machines, same everything will be get in the Docker container as well. Let us see the difference between the microservices and monolithic. Every industries are converting to the microservices approach. Let me explain what is the difference between the monolithic approach and microservice approach. Let us see the real time example. For suppose this is a box. In childhood our mother used to give us a box rice. In the box she used to keep rice, curries, everything in one box, and she used to pack up and she used to give. In the afternoon we used to eat. It was in childhood. As we grow up, as we get elders, she used to give in different boxes. She used to keep curry in one box, fruits in one box, rice in one box. Okay, then you can ask me what is the difference between these both. Let us see, like for suppose if mother has keeping the rice of yesterday's night, we will eat in the afternoon, right? For suppose if the rice was spoiled, then everything will be spoiled, whatever the curries are present in this, because it was present in one box. For suppose if we see in the microservices, if the rice was spoiled because it was in separate boxes, then it will be not spoiled, right? We can eat it. So in the same way we we can see the industry, software industry, monolithic and microservice approach. Coming to monolithic, every application will be present in the one server. For suppose if this service was failed, everything will be stopped working. Coming to microservices, for suppose if this service was failed, we can replace it with another. Total application will not stop. And this is the main reasons why companies are shifting to the microservices. There will be different reasons for the shifting. I am telling one of the reason, and here present there is an definitions. You can able to read these definitions. I will provide this document in the descriptions. You can click it, you can download it, and you can read everything. I don't want to waste your time by reading all these definitions and all. Let us see how to install a Docker in a virtual machines. I am using AWS Cloud. I already launched an instance. Okay, I will log in into it and I will simply execute these commands to install Docker. Okay, let me log in. I already log in this. Okay, let me convert it as a sudo user, and whatever the commands are there, let me execute. Just copy it and paste it here, then sh get docker.sh, and it will take some time to install. Let us wait until then. Let us see the document. After installing, we have to add Ubuntu into the Docker group, and we have to exit and relog in, and then we have to check whether the Docker was installed or not. And I will explore the Docker hub as well. I will show you a demo how to create a container and how to launch a container and how to host an application in that container. Have provided the screenshots as well. You can simply download this document and check out whatever the process I have followed, and I will show you as well. For the purpose of your, I have created a screenshots. have provided here. And first of all, you have to create a account in the Docker Hub. This is the Docker Hub. Already I have an account. You have to log in it, you have to create it. Okay, and let us see it was installed or not. Yeah, it was installed. Let me sudo user mod -ag docker ubuntu. You no need to understand this what is the command, just it will adding ubuntu into a docker group, because if you run as a ubuntu user as, then also docker commands will be executed. You no need to type sudo every time, so that is the reason I'm executing this. Let me exit and relogin. Okay, let me see docker version. In this I have installed the latest version of the docker. If you want a particular version, you can install it by googling it. You will get the particular version. If you get any background disturbances, please avoid it. Sorry for that. Docker info. Yeah, docker was installed. Let me show you. To run a docker container, we need a docker image. I will explain you in the coming videos what is a docker image, what is a docker container. Don't worry, just see whatever I am doing. So we have to search nginx and type enter. I'm searching an nginx image. Nginx is a web server. Let us assume it is as a software itself. That software we are launching as a container. That's it. Don't worry, don't be confused. For every image there will be tags, like nothing but versions. Tag is nothing but version. We can give the version names, like here we can see 1.2 2.1.21.0 alpine. Alpine means like it is a minor version. Like you will get I will explain you in the coming videos what is an alpine, and don't confuse it. This is the command to run the container of nginx. Let me simply copy. Docker run means it will create a container. What is the container name? I have given -f name some nginx. -d means run in the background. -p means ports, whatever the ports this nginx will run in the 80 port. So it will, that is the reason we are giving a 80 ports, and it will expose to the outside world 80. So let me enter. Repository does not exist. Request access denied. I don't know why it is happening. Let me, as a root user, okay, this image is not working. Let me check another image. HTTPD. This is also a web server. Let us see example how to run it. Just a moment, I am seeing the command. Okay, let us run a Jenkins. Let us run Jenkins. It will be very easy for us. this is the official version of Jenkins. I don't know why it was not running. There is another image, like, yeah, we can run this. Okay, let me pull this image. I will show you the command. Yeah, it is downloading. It will take some time. Let us wait. Okay, let me run this. Let me show you it images, Docker images. Yeah, you can see Jenkins image. Then just a moment. Docker images, Docker run -d in the detached mode, -p ports, the Jenkins the host port and the container port. Jenkins will run on the 8080 port. Okay, and I have I didn't give any name to this container. It's okay. Yeah, it was running. So Docker container, let us see it was running or not. ls, yeah, it was running on 8080 port. If you go to the browser, copy the public IP and colon 8080. Yes, you can see Jenkins was running. In the same way, in the real time, if you join a new company, in the company as well, in the place of Jenkins, you might run their applications. So nothing but, like, we have to know how this container was running, how inside the container, how we have to run our applications. So it was using a image. We have to create this image. How to create this image, Docker image, I will explain. Don't worry, in the next video I will explain. Okay, and you can able to give me the feedback, how was my presentation and all. I will improve my explanations in the coming videos, and I will provide this document as well. And Nginx was not running because we have to log in Docker we have to log in and all. Docker login, by executing Docker login, we have to give the passwords, my Docker password and all. It will take time, so that is the reason I just run the Jenkins. Okay guys, let us meet in next video. Thank you so much.